Hey everyone, Gregory here, Heartland Horseshoeing School. Thank you so much for watching this video. I want to tell you a little bit about my hoof knives. So, quick history, I helped Maura Frost develop these knives back in 2011. When they were finally made, they offered them to me as a signature knife. I thought it was such an honor and I was very happy to do it. They were made in Sweden for about 10 years, and then during the pandemic, they decided to drop all of their hoof care line. So if you're used to a Frost knife, it is no longer being made in Sweden. So we purchased all of the hoof care line from the Maura Frost factory and were able to get my knives in the bargain. So now these knives are being made and assembled 100% Missouri, USA. So this is a long-handled, right-handed Chris Gregory knife. This wood is from Missouri. The rivets are from the USA. The steel is still coming from Sweden. So it's the Sandvik steel that has such a beautiful grain structure that we didn't want to change that. And so this is my right-handed knife. And Cody is milling the blades. They're putting them together in his factory. They are sharpening them there. And every one of them, it is just amazing how beautifully sharp these things are. I mean, they're doing such a beautiful job with these. And I'm quite excited to be presenting them to the American public. Let me show you the difference between a long and a short. So this is a short right-handed. Now, when we bought the stuff from Sweden, we bought a whole container of bits and pieces. So we do have some of the old handles that still came from Sweden. And you can tell the wood is a little bit lighter from the US, and the signature is burned in just a touch different. Not a big deal as far as the function goes. The rivets and still the assembly and all of that was still done in the US. The difference between a long knife and a short knife is only about 3/4 of an inch. So I don't know if you can see right here, but it is basically the same knife. It is the same blade and the same profile, the same curvature of the blade, the same rooster tail. And if you were to just move it from one end to the other, you'll see that there's just 3/4 of an inch difference. I really like a long blade for my everyday work. It fits my hand well. I have good leverage. I have a good anchor point to pivot the knife around. I pivot mine around this spot on my hand right here. Some people use their thumb, and I find that to be the perfect knife for me, which is why we made it. But I wanted to have one that was perfect for my wife and also for children because, you know, Cody was shoeing horses when he was 8, so I needed to have a knife that was just right for him and my grandbabies. When I do my everyday shoeing, this is what I do. I take my left knife out of my pocket. I clean the foot with a rooster tail. Then I cut the right side of the frog. It goes back in my left pocket. Its job is done. It will last 3 times as long as the right knife. So once it's out of the picture, then I use my right knife. I cut the left side of my frog, do my knife work around the rest of the foot. I don't have to worry about how to sharpen a loop knife. I don't have to worry about having a loop knife just so I can use it for my left side. And I have a left knife that will last for a very, very long time. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and thank you so much for your support. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Heartlandhorseshoeing.com is where you can find me. Thank you.
One more time. Excellent. So, what's your name?
Heidi.
And how old are you?
6.
So we'll follow Ray. Come on, Linda. Don't get left behind. Now, here is the main knife making area.
In this machine, we've got a vise that holds our handles down. We've got another machine over there set up with the same thing if we're running a bunch of handles for the day. We'll just press start. It'll run through. It'll do this block back here. It'll finish up this one, and then we can see what the product looks like at the end.
Okay. And so these are just the blanks?
Yes, we start with just a block of wood like this. It'll run through the machine.
It also go like this with no cut.
All right.
Once they come out of the machine, they'll look like this.
Okay.
Then we take and put them over here. There's pins that hold that on. The air compressor squeezes that for us, and it cuts our groove. Like so.
Okay.
Then they'll come over here, and Heidi's already got one set up for us. We line everything up, and then we'll burn them. I like to count to about 8. Gives us a really nice burn on there. And then, this is where the magic happens.
The magic.
The magic. So all these blades have already been machined. They have been hardened, and then we grind them on the back edge to get a nice straight edge on the back. We'll put our rooster tail in. I want to make sure my holes are nice and lined up. When we're really rolling, it only takes me about 1 minute and 15 seconds to put one of these knives together. So for every 1 cycle of handle coming out of the machine, I can put 2 knives together.
Wow, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, so we're really able to, when we really tie in, we're really able to get a lot done and still make a super high quality product. So the whole time we're driving these rivets, we're just kind of thinking about our hammer swing. Really trying to get those to line up. Then, once I get a pile all set up over here, they get handed over to Abby, and Abby makes them sharp.
All right, good time to talk.
My favorite times. So I take my just blank, we just put it together. Now we're moving over here. And I just do 1 pass on my back edge to make it really nice and flat. And then I do another pass here. I'm trying to make the knife really flat and even. I'm really looking for a straight line. I want everything to be nice and straight on there. And I'm just going to go through all my other wheels. To move on. So it's nice and smooth on my fingernail. It's catching really flat. Oh, I gotta check if there's a burr. I don't really feel a burr on the back edge. If I have any hair left, it has to shave hair.
So is that one good to go?
That one is good to go.
All right, I'm going to hand you the camera, and I'm going to shave a little my hair.
Okay. Yeah, you can see yours.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm ready to go on a date. All right, outstanding. And so, girls, after this is done, that's whenever they all head over there in a pile,
Yep.
Yep.
and you guys end up putting them in packages.
Yep. So after all of our knives, all of your knives get sharpened and everything, they come over here to the inspection table. They get cleaned, they get all the rouge wiped off of them, and then we'll check the handles, make sure they're all smooth and everything. Then they go in the boxes and they get stickered.
All right, and how do they get rouge on them?
From buffing them.
And are you the buffer?
I am the buffer.
Okay, and so what's your job with the knife making mainly, Ray?
Mostly I put the knives together.
All right, so you're the one that puts the rivets in them,
Yep.
right? And what is your job?
I sharpen them.
Okay, well, who makes the handles? Who makes the blades?
Everybody
Both of us,
plays.
yeah.
Everybody plays a big part in
A lot of
running the
people.
machines and everything.
Okay, so it's there's no one handle maker.
Right.
All right. So you got to wipe every one of them?
I like to, because sometimes they get dirt on them, and we like to make them all shiny and nice. And even sometimes if you get a cool handle, if you wipe it off, it really makes all the colors on it pop.
Pretty amazing that these knives have now been able to be all Missouri sourced. I think that's pretty cool.
Then when I sticker, I try and make everything really uniform. I try my best anyway. Sometimes they get crooked.
And Heidi, what is your job? Just to be cute?
No, to run the machines.
You run the machine? Did you make some
Oh yeah,
blades?
Heidi's been making some handles all day today.
The making handles?
Yeah.
And then these knives will go from here to my basement and ultimately to your apron pocket. Hold still, Heidi. What do you got? That's the right hand long with rooster tail. Thank you. Okay. And what is your job here in the smith shop?
What is not your job? The last 2 days have been pretty nice. We've been out shooting horses. We had clients all in, and she's been in here running handles.
Yeah, you made, how many handles did you make?
I don't know.
You've been hard at it.
All right, so these blades come from Sweden originally. They were made by Moore Frost, and I helped design them. They quit doing all of their hoof care line, and so Cody took it over. So what do you got here?
The first op, they come out as a stamped blade. This is a really cost-effective way of doing it. It starts as a coil. They're stamped out. These are being stamped about an hour from here. Oh, everything is as Missouri, USA made as we can get. So these are all being stamped about an hour out. This is how it comes out. We will machine it, and then I press it in my hydraulic forging press at the shop. I press the bend in it. It's all one press to bend the tip and curl the blade all at once.
Okay.
It's really an impressive die.
All right.
And then after that, we send them off to heat treat. Heat treat is done in a vacuum chamber, an atmospheric chamber, and cryogenically froze, bringing them up to that perfect hardness that we're looking for in the blade. These are all being made with a Sandvik steel, so the steel is from Sweden. And then the advantage to the Sandvik steel is it is similar to 440C. It's called a 12C27. This steel has a much tighter grain structure. I went and took a class with a master bladesmith, and we did some metallography studies on it. And when we did the metallography on it, the grain structure on this in comparison to 440C was absolutely incredible. So the advantage to the Sandvik steel is that it is a higher quality product. So that is one time we source it from outside the U.S. just because we can get the quality there.
All right. Well, I got to tell you, I sure do appreciate you guys making these for me, and they've been such an incredibly high quality product for the price point. Thank you very much.